Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Social Anxiety Remedy. I'm your host, Parker Dunham, but you probably already knew that because of our new badass intro that I just made. We are completely professional now, right? Now that I have an intro, now that makes this professional. But anyways, guys, it's been like long time no see. It's been a couple of months since I've got back on the podcast. Been really working one-on-one with a lot of students. So I want to get back in the podcast, doing weekly episodes and whatnot. By the way, guys, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you that have requested to join the Facebook group, and I'm gonna be letting you guys in within the next like week or so. You guys are gonna like trickle in a little bit. So if you've been waiting for your requests to go through, you're about to get in. And then for all of you that want me to reach out as well when you joined, I'll be doing that over the next coming weeks. So we'll have a conversation. And if you guys aren't in the Facebook group right now, or you just want to message me, you can do that underneath. I'll put a link to my Facebook Messenger. That's just the best way because there's so much content within all of these podcasts already over the last couple of years. I guess maybe like 1 or 2 years that we've been doing this, that there's so many questions, right? There's so many different philosophies, so many different concepts to go over, and sometimes it can get a little bit confusing. So I'll drop my messenger link in the description below so that you guys can just message me any questions and we can have, start a little conversation going, right? And by the way, guys, what I've been starting to try to do is try to put this stuff up on YouTube a little bit too. So if you rather like watch me as well as I'm speaking, I'll put the link to this from our YouTube also. So yeah, just doing that right now. But anyways, guys, what I wanted to do to get back on track is just to have a little short episode here where I kind of discuss this one single topic that I've been seeing has really helped our students and our clients that I'm working one-on-one with to start conceptualizing the remedy a little bit better and start, working on themselves and developing themselves and, getting out of this phase of your life that you may be in right now. Okay. And that's the simple concept that you are not your psychology. Okay. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. And sometimes when we're going through this, it's hard to distinguish these from ourselves, right? We look at our body, we look at our minds, our brains, and most people really have an identity and attachment to these things. And when that happens, when we have an identity to our minds, to our thoughts, to our emotions, we end up getting triggered a lot of times off of specific events, off of specific things that we say, right? And we all have these different triggers that we all go through within our lives that kind of creates and manifests anxiety in these social situations, right? And so being able to consciously distinguish your mind, right, your thoughts and your emotions from the real you has been something that's been very, very important for our students' growth. And so I want to talk about that just a little bit here today to kind of ease our way back into doing these weekly episodes, right? And by the way, guys, inside of our Facebook group, if you haven't joined already, request to join. We just put out a mini course. So once you join, you'll be able to get access to that where all the stuff is a little more compact, right? And it's more, fluid as to what you needed to be doing step by step. So you'll get access to that inside the Facebook group. But anyways, guys, you are not your psychology. What does that really mean? Well, we all feel like we have this internal voice, right? And sometimes it's a little misguided. Sometimes we feel like it's battling against us, right? It's that dark force holding us back. And these dark forces can be our thoughts and our emotions based off of the things that come up from our subconscious, right? And it feels like we are not in control. So we want to start taking back control and really having that free will, right? Each and every one of us, we have free will, and starting to distinguish the fact that you are not your thoughts, you are not these emotions that kind of hinder us and are the things that are creating anxiety in our life, right? I always talk about this, but I want to mention it again that right now, right? Social anxiety, it's the effect, it's not the cause. You're not born with social anxiety. Okay, so what that means is that you're doing things right now that are set up in your life that are creating, and it's creating anxiety to manifest itself inside of our lives. So that doesn't mean that anxiety is your identity, right? Even if the thoughts that you have create anxiety, even if the emotions that you have, you feel that anxiousness, right? You have that anxious energy, you feel the judgments of others. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the real, true, authentic you. Because you know who you are, right? You know who you are when you're comfortable, when you're, by yourself, when you're doing the things that you love, that you're passionate about. There's no anxiety to be felt there. Okay. And so what we really need to do is consciously, even right here and throughout your week this week, I want you to recognize when you have these anxious emotions, when you have these anxious thoughts, when you have these destructive thought patterns, and I want you to clearly identify them and see, okay, these are thoughts, these are emotions, these are not me. Okay, they're separate things. And as you can do that throughout the week and honestly throughout your life until it becomes unconscious in nature, as you can start recognizing that, you can start separating yourself from the identity of anxiety through this identity that we have created for ourselves throughout the years, through watching content, through watching people say, oh, you're anxious and you can't do anything about it. Like all these different preconceived notions that we have about social anxiety, about anxiety in general, starting to really identify throughout our weeks that we are not our thoughts and we are not our emotions. Okay, you have free will. It's not like there's this other person inside of you that's controlling you and running the shots. No, each and every one of us, we have that split second, right? We have that flinch. We have that second that we can decide what we want to do. We can have that second that we decide and put away our thoughts, put away our emotions a little bit, get very present, right? Get very present. Stop having these intrusive thoughts, these emotions. And even if you have them, that's okay. You can accept them, right? You don't want to push them away because what we resist persists. So it's okay for them to become, it's okay for them to be here right now, right? The end goal is for them to not be there. But for right now, you have to accept them. You have to allow them to ruminate inside you for a little bit, but don't judge them. Don't judge those thoughts. Don't judge those emotions. Allow those to be there and identify that you are not them. You are not those thoughts. You are not those emotions. You have free will, right? And make that declaration and start to notice that throughout your week, okay? Start to notice that these things that are coming up, they are not you. And what this is going to allow you to do is separate you from that identity that the majority of us have when we're just starting out with this process. Okay, guys, so that's the little homework for this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're getting back in it, so I just wanted a little kind of guide you guys, ease your way into this, as well as ease my way back into this, because I haven't done an episode for quite a while, but that's going to change, especially inside of our Facebook group while we're doing like new live calls, where we're going to do live Q&A sessions with you guys. So that's going to be really cool. I'm excited about that. And yeah, I'll put all the links below. Message me if you want, if you have any questions. And guys, I will see you on the next episode.